Hi, Thunderbirds. Good morning. Today we're going to work on Google Drawings. This is going to be the assignment for the week. Um, I apologize for posting it so late since a lot of students had returned back to virtual learning. They've pulled Mrs. Baldwin into other classes, so I've been helping out in there. So I do apologize for putting this out a little later than I anticipated. Next week, I plan to have the videos out by Monday or Tuesday. Okay, so if you're at home, make sure that you just log in one time at least a week, work on the assignment for about our class period time, right? 45 minutes. If it doesn't take you that long, you can always switch over to the typing.com. Okay, miss you guys and can't wait to see you soon. So, right now, we're going to, like I mentioned, get into a Google Drawing. So this is our portal. We're going to look for this here, Google Drive. Go ahead and click on it for me. All right, and from here, we're going to click here on this plus sign, okay? This is our Google Drive account. This is where everything is saved automatically. You want to make sure that it is named appropriately. That way you can find it quickly here in the search bar if there's anything that you are looking for. So today we're going to click on New. We're going to come down to More. And once I highlight over the More, another table comes up and we're going to click here, Google Drawings. All right, so it will give you a blank canvas just like this, okay? I did notice that sometimes the students in the classroom, they only had a short toolbar, okay, a toolbar menu. So if you do notice that you do not have some of the functions that I will be showing you, take a look right here at this little drop down arrow. It'll look like an up arrow. Um, go ahead and press that, and then you'll see that you have the top menu as well now. So for the assignment, I actually want you to find somebody who is influential. If you had me last year, we did a famous Texan. Okay, so that could have been anybody from Texas that became famous later on in their life, either acting, musically, as an artist, so on and so forth. So, somebody that I was using as an example in class was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Since we were off Monday, it was someone that came straight to my head, right? So, I'm going to show you how to make a little drawing poster of Dr. Martin Luther King, right? That's a person that I chose. So, first, you're going to come over here, decide who you'd like to do your Google drawing on. You're going to click Insert, scroll down to Image, and search from the web. All right, as you notice that the Google search engine does pop up right inside of your Google drawing, so you don't need to open another tab or go to another window. Okay, so I'm just going to do my search here, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Pops up, pretty popular uh, Google query. So there's all these photos that I can choose from. Okay, and I can either click it and drag it onto my workspace, or as you can tell, if I click it, a little arrow will appear and then you will click insert. All right, so as you can see that the image is rather large, okay, it's taking up most of my workspace, which is this here. So in order for me to reduce that, I can do it one of two ways, okay? So I can have the image highlighted and click here on format options. Okay, you'll see that a menu to the right will pop up here. I want to click on size and rotation. Okay, so from the size and rotation, you'll see that the width is set at 9.04 and the height here. So I want to go ahead and reduce the width. Okay, I want to have some space here in this area to actually write a few fun facts about him. So I'm going to just click the down arrow. Okay, but as you can see, as I'm doing this, the height is not changing or adjusting, right? So then I'd like to do that just to kind of make it to the size that I needed, okay? Another way that you can do this is if while the picture is highlighted, you can come down to one of these corners, okay? And once the arrow turns into a double-sided arrow, you either just drag up, okay, or you can even drag down. Um, if you use these side boxes here, you're either going to shrink or stretch the picture, okay? So this is kind of shrunk, and then this would be like stretched out. So if you're wanting to keep um, the ratio, even, you'd like to probably use these top corner icons here. So now I have some space here so that I can actually now um, create, I like to call it a poster, but it's a drawing, right? Because I would like to think we could print these out and then hang them, outside in the hall just to reflect or to show off what we've done. So, okay, now we have our photo. I want to insert some facts about him. So the way that I would do that is I would come to this T, the square with the T inside, and as you can see, anytime I hover over any of these tools, a little text box comes up and it tells me exactly what it is that what that tool is. Okay, so if I hover over this, it says text box. I'm going to go ahead and click it, and now it's going to allow me to draw my text box where I'd like to put it. Okay. So maybe I would like to put it here so that I can put my facts. I can do, let's see, his name up on top. Okay, maybe when he was born. And if you did not know, right, he was assassinated. I don't think this was right. Okay, let's see. He's assassinated. I don't know the exact date. I believe it was in April, but I'm not too sure. And then he is famous for his speech. His famous speech. Okay, so I want to go ahead and look up some of this information. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on this plus sign so it can give me a new tab. It's not closing it out, right? I'm just toggling back over and I'm going to do a search for him. Okay, it comes up rather quick. And I don't really need to go too far into the search, right? Because usually here on the right hand side, they'll have some quick facts about people, okay, whoever you search in your Google search engine there. So, okay, assassinated, yep, April 4th, 1968, and that was in Memphis, Tennessee. I can definitely add that detail as well, okay? And he was born January 15th, 1929. So let's go ahead and get that. Born January 15th, 1929. And I believe this was April 2nd, 1968. I believe. Did I remember that correctly? 68. Okay, great. Um, So now that I have this, right, the text is pretty basic and generic. So I'd like you to definitely edit the text and change the font. Okay, well, that's what I mean by that. So I want to go ahead and highlight all of my text. At the top here, you'll see that if I hover over this, this is where the font is. All I have to do is click on the down arrow. And then I have all of these different fonts, okay? All of these fonts that I can choose from. You can even click on more fonts and explore some different ones if they're not in your font menu here. But play around with these. Find one that you like. You can also change the color, the text of the font, okay, by clicking on this A here, and it'll change the color. All right. If you wanted to change this background, okay, the way that I found we can do that is if you just find an empty space and you right click, okay, you'll get this menu here and you'll see you can choose background. Um, and this gradient is actually kind of neat. I like the way that it looks. Maybe another color, possibly. But again, this is just up to your preference. Just play around with it, see what you like. Okay, I kind of like that green stands out, so the font it's not working right? So I'm going to try to do something a little darker maybe, and even probably increase the font. Okay. There's also some things that you can do. If you click on insert, you can insert a shape. Okay. And then I kind of like these call outs. So maybe I can put it here instead of just a regular boring text box. If I right click again, I want to send this to the back because I want the text to come up here in the front. So I'm going to right click on it and find this here. It says order, okay, and I'm going to send it to back and see how that pushed this to the back of the letters, and it allowed me to um, put this in front. So maybe I don't really like the color of the scroll. Same thing, okay? I'm going to find this paint bucket. This is called the fill color, okay? And then I can choose another color, maybe something a little lighter. I can even choose the color of the border, right? So maybe green. And then the weight, okay? That's going to be the thickness of the lines here of the border. So this is just an idea of something that you can do. As I mentioned, you can pick any person that you'd like, somebody influential, um, can be an inventor, right? A musician, so Beethoven, Albert Einstein, Alexander Graham Bell, Martin Luther King, if you'd like, maybe you can find some other facts. But I definitely want you to explore, take your time doing this project, and when you are done, please remember to title it. Okay, so we're going to title it up here. Oh my goodness. I'm having a hard time spelling right now. Junior, and then you're going to click share. Okay, right now it's just showing that it's with me, myself. I'm only showing it to myself. So I'm going to click share, and you're going to add Mrs. Baldit. Okay, so if you start typing in my last name, I should populate rather quickly for you. This is my picture that'll show, so you'll put, if I needed to add Mrs. Hipschman, that's how I would add it. You would see here, and then you would hit send, and that's it. Okay, and I'll get it on over here on my end. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments down below, okay? And I will do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. So I hope you enjoy playing with the Google Drawing, and I'm excited to see what you guys create.